are live.
All right, welcome everybody to tonight's session of A World on Fire, where we left off. The party was traveling across the Arctic plains of the uh, hell layer of Stygia. They ran into a frost worm that they beat the shit out of, and it ran away because it took too much damage in a short amount of time.
Is that the technical term?
Beat the shit out of.
Yeah.
Afterwards, they continued on, following Axiom, as he's the only one that knows where they're going, and got a little stuck in a blizzard, but were able to pull through and found themselves on the edge of a valley, between two ice flumes, where the bottom of the valley was the large structure of a ship. The party can see that coming out of the blizzard, on either side of the ships is a group of demons and a group of devils who didn't notice each other. Some of the uh, demons went into the ship, as well as some of the devils, leaving a massive Garistro on one side of the ship and a few ice devils on the other side. The party used a coatl to draw the Garistro over to where the devils was, and the Garistro destroyed the devils with no problem, leaving just the Garistro outside of the ship. Before that happened, though, Rowan snuck inside the ship, found a half elf with a pair of minotaurs with him. Will look to be some kind of like weapons bay, and follow them up through the ship, outside of a massive doorway. And yeah, I believe what next the party was planning on sneaking on board themselves. So, what is the plan?
Okay, from what I remember, Rowan's still in the ship. We've got a
Yes.
Minotaur still being distracted, right?
What's that?
The Minotaur is still being distracted, right?
The Minotaurs are with the half elf. There's the Garistro, which is outside.
Restro, the big fucker.
Yeah.
He's still being distracted?
No, he gave up chasing the snow owl because it was outside of its reach.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, the Garistro is still sitting outside. Although it's only sitting at the west entrance to the ship, there's still the south entrance that Rowan went through, and the east entrance where the devils went in.
We were gonna go through the same entrance as Rowan, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
All right. Are you guys bringing System with you? Being pulled by his horse?
What are the dimensions of the ship that we're looking at here?
Well, it's a pretty big ship. It's got a large kind of spiral shape on the back end of it, which is what you guys are looking at. Kind of looks like a seashell, actually. And at the base of that spiral shape is an opening that was caused by a large spike of ice, and that's where Rowan went in.
Other me.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, so Tori, what you missed was the party traveled across the Winter Plains, got caught in a blizzard, and then found the ship. Rowan snuck onto the ship, and the rest of the party used a coatl to draw a Garistro, a giant demon, to kill a bunch of devils outside the ship. And now the party is thinking about sneaking into the ship themselves.
Okay.
Your horse is here.
There is a horse.
Yeah, well, I was trying to watch the last week one to catch up, and Mike killed my horse, and I got really upset.
It's all right. You made a new one. One that's
Hooray.
actually designed to pull things.
That's smart.
Alright, so I'm assuming we're going in through the south spot.
Mm-hmm.
I think is
Alright.
the best plan.
And you guys are taking system with you? Is that what you decided?
That's what we were trying to decide.
I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like we have to.
Yeah.
Are we trying to sneak?
I feel like we kind of should, but.
I
Would probably
Of-
be a good idea.
I have one. I have one use of Pass Without a Trace left today.
Let me see if I have it ready.
Or I can dip into my Warlock spells, but I would rather not, because otherwise I can't cast other important things like maybe Revivify, just in case something goes terribly wrong.
What?
Something's going terribly wrong in my D&D game? Never.
I don't think I have it prepared. So, that'll have to do.
Yep.
Alright. So casting Pass Without Trace?
Yeah, because how else are we gonna sneak with a giant tank?
Alright. Well, then everybody but Rowan make a stealth check. And then Saga, if you'd like to make a check for your horse. Your horse has a +0 modifier, so just roll a d20. No. That's not.
I love that cleric stealth.
My page is still loading.
Okay. Somehow, Axiom rolled worse than the horse. Josh, can you roll for Saga while she's loading in?
Sure. We'll just wait for the character sheet. Here we go.
All right. So it looks like only the horse and Axiom failed. Everybody else succeeded. So that will make a overall success with the party. So yeah, you guys are able to sneak down the valley and into the ship. You find yourselves in the same cargo hold area that I described to Rowan last week. There's a door at the far end of the room, as well as some stairs leading onto metal scaffolding above. And then there are various crates within this room as well.
Keep going, right? I know the route Rowan took.
All right.
Do we want to go in?
Yeah.
No, go
I
into
think
the
it's
other.
just
Go into the storage room.
Well, you guys are in the storage room.
Oh,
That's you entered the ship.
entered
and
into
you are
the
now
storage
in
room.
this.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you are now in the storage room. Well, you know that Rowan went up onto the scaffolding, which led into another door, which was the weapons bay, where she had encountered the half-elf and the minotaurs speaking Abyssal. So if you wanted to follow her path, that's where you would go.
Yeah, but we can't get. I guess System can lift himself. Never mind.
Yeah.
assuming
the,
these are large enough
the
halls.
horse will have to wait in the cargo, though. No way the horse is getting up those stairs. Way too steep.
Oof.
So following Rowan's path, then leaving the horse in the cargo hold.
Yeah, I think so.
Sounds good to
All
me.
right.
Alrighty. So yeah, you guys head up onto the metal scaffolding and through the doorway onto what looks to be the weapons deck. A strange looking mechanical weapons on either side that are glowing with a kind of faint magical power. And you keep heading deeper into the ship and find there's that Rowan followed the others. and you start making your way up. When you hear somebody speaking infernal directly above you on the stairs.
What
So
are they saying?
Yeah, what are they saying?
yeah, those of you who speak infernal, which
Two of us.
at least two, if not more, you hear the voice say, "Well, it wasn't on the research deck, so it only leaves the helm's room, which means we have to go up." And you hear several footsteps moving away from you up the stairs.
Okay. Translate accordingly to like Vanya, Gash, and the others.
Vanya speaks infernal, so
So
as does
wait a second.
Amity.
Yes.
We're currently still linked with system, right?
Yeah.
Which means we don't even have to open our mouths to help translate. Those who don't have to
Well, you
don't
still have to
understand.
think. You still have to think it, though.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So play that
Um,
to the others.
Can I get a sense of how many there were above us?
Make a perception check. All right. You could tell that there were five of the figures above you. 5 distinct footsteps.
Information.
Okay.
Rowan, you would also be hearing this telepathic conversation that they're having. Because you are also connected.
I also can't remember if I had ended up popping Watcher back already once he was no longer really needed, but I
believe
definitely did.
I believe you popped him back.
Okay.
Yeah, when it was clear that he was not needed.
Yeah,
Okay.
when
'Cause
we're
I
like,
would
"Alright,
have-
there's no point putting this boy in danger."
Because I would have before I cast Pass Without a Trace, because otherwise it would have just been a floating Watcher.
And the people they're hearing are the people that are like right in front of me,
Or
or well, near me.
As you're wondering that, you hear footsteps coming up from below you.
Oh, how big is the hallway I am in?
You're not in a hallway. You're standing on the stairs.
Oh, how big is the staircase I am on?
It's a rather large staircase. Kind of goes circular, kind of spiral up through the ship, stopping at each deck level for people to go to it.
Can I like smush to the wall so the people coming up the stairs can walk past me? Is it big enough for that?
I mean, oh yeah, I guess you are invisible, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Possibly. If that's what you would like to try and do.
Hang on. I have a solution for this.
As Matt Mercer would say, you can certainly try.
You know.
When in doubt, you could just pull a crock.
No. I have a a thing that I've had for God, a fucking age in my bag. Like actually I don't even remember where it came from.
Okay.
No, I straight up don't remember where it came from. I just need to make sure I can do it while I'm invisible without popping out of my invisibility, and I think I can. Because I think the only reason I come out of invisibility is if I attack, cast a spell, or in an area of bright light. Okay, cool. I'm gonna... Before I actually say this, next, like, the stairs, so it's like stairs? Are there, like, walls next to the stairs? Or is this like a weird,
what do you
like...
mean?
Like,
What do you mean walls next to the stairs?
Like, is this like a staircase that's just like out in like a big open room, or is it like, you know, a staircase that if I, you know, when you're going upstairs, if I like just put my hand out, there'd also be a wall right there, you know? Like, is it like a sealed in staircase sort of thing?
Like the external perimeter of the staircase has a wall, but like the center of the spiral is just an open kind of column.
Yeah, but the outside has a wall. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Cool.
That would be where the rest of the ship is.
Ah, yes. Okay, wonderful. That's just I was just double checking. I didn't know when you said spiral staircase. I was like, is this like in like the middle and there's just like nothing around it at all? Like how like between like the stairs and the wall, it's not like some huge gap, right?
No. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
The wall right up on the external perimeter of the staircase.
Okay, cool. Then we're good. I just had to make sure of that before I did this. Then you were like, haha, fuck you. There's like 80 feet between you and a wall. I'm gonna drink my potion of climbing that I have had for so long, and
Sure.
I don't know where I got this.
Oh god, you're gonna pull a Spider-Man and
And
hide.
I believe
Spider-Man on the wall.
I believe that was from a nomad cache.
I think it might have been.
Yep.
But I
Sounds like
don't
it.
remember. So
Checking the notes, it is a thing.
yeah, there we go. So finally.
All right.
We can cash him in handy.
So yeah, I'm gonna climb up the wall, and I guess how far is it till like for the stairs above me?
Well, you guys are on the top floor, basically.
Is there
The
something
top-
above
the
me I
top
can
deck.
grab onto?
Ceiling.
Sure, I'll climb up and grab onto the ceiling.
All right. Well, literally pulling a Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Just picturing that scene from the Spider-Verse.
All right. Let me just check something real quick. All right. All right. As you are invisibly hanging from the ceiling above the stairs, I would like you to make a stealth check, not with advantage.
Why not? You don't like that. Okay. Okay.
All right.
Is my pass without trace still on?
I don't know.
It's up to an hour, and I never unconcentrated on it because I haven't done anything. So
I mean, I guess.
I don't think I've been in here for an hour. So it's a 30.
Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. Then, from your position, you see coming up the stairs, is the kind of blubberous form, of a, Omnizu, which is, a very
What the
powerful devil.
fuck?
Nope.
It's a very, very powerful devil, flanked by, 4 Araignée, those kind of fallen angel devils,
Oh, fun.
in full armor.
Oh, cool.
And you just kind of hide in the shadows of the ceiling, and miraculously, the devils with true sight do not see you.
Oh,
Oh,
oh my god.
Yeah, I forgot Devil's got that.
Holy shit. Okay, well, that was a close one. I bet you without that plus 10, I was definitely seen, wasn't I?
Yeah, between like all of them together, that would have been enough.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh my
hey,
god.
what is that in the corner? Kind of looks like a foot. I think that's a person.
Play dead.
A person hanging from the ceiling? What? All right,
Nani?
cool. Yeah, they don't notice you.
Oh my god. I
And
relay all of this to the squad.
and they come to the crest of the stairs and see the half elf and his 2 minotaur bodyguards. And the blubberous Amnezu says in common, "Well, look what we have here." To which the three of them turn around and see the new arrivals. And the half elf says, "Oh, hello. Can we help you?"
Rowan's just like, what are you doing? I don't even know you, and that was bad.
Don't mind us. We're just sword inspectors.
The Amnesu says, "Well, this is very interesting. It seems we have some scavengers." And I was like, "What? Us? No, I don't. We're just kind of we're more like squatters. Honestly, get him!" And the 2 minotaurs like, "What?"
Oh my god.
And you watch as. Let me check something. Okay. All right, cool. Didn't think so. The half elf just fucking teleports away, and you watch as the devils mercilessly slaughter the 2 minotaur.
I'm just like telling the group, I'm like, so.
Out on some stairs.
Just be like, yeah, there's the minotaurs are dead.
Just
the
hearing
is gone. The devils are devilish.
Well,
that.
they're probably moving towards the helm. And I don't know what happens when they get there before us.
Rowan, if you could feel somebody face palm through your mind, you could. You
Yeah.
now know what that feels like.
Yeah, so now you watch as the 5 devils walk up and start inspecting the door, just as the half elf was inspecting the door.
I'm just like, if ever there was a time to ambush, it would probably be now. But I don't know what you guys are doing or where you are.
We're not far below you. The devils passed right above us.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, they're inspecting the door, so if we don't want them to get in, then
Yeah,
probably now or never.
let's do it.
How big is the room they're in?
It's kind of a spacious room.
But like, if they're all inspecting a door, they must be kind of crammed together, right?
Yeah, at the door. A couple of them are kind of looking towards the stairs just so they don't get flanked, but
Why would
'cause-
that happen in a ship? Come on.
well, I mean, like it looks
Never.
like the Amnesu is doing most of the inspection, while the 4 Aranyay are just kind of like on lookout. You get the sense the Amnesu is the brains of the operation.
Well, we have our own brain.
That you do.
Indeed.
So, say someone were to drop, I don't know, a fireball in this room, perchance, would it hit everyone?
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. That's really all I needed to know.
Since we're still in like a staircase area, though, right?
What's that?
I get the sense like there's like it's still a very tight space, so fireball would not be a good idea.
I mean, it depends on where you place the fireball. I mean, it's like, it's kind of a small area, because it's literally just like the stairs crest at the top and maybe like 20 feet to the big circular door.
Yeah, so there's space.
Can.
But they're also doubles, so they're resistant to fire, isn't it?
I was more just asking for giant AoE capabilities.
I understand that.
We do measure everything in the unit of fireball.
Everything's just always measured in a unit of fireball. That's so true.
I get it. I'm just asking the question.
You know, let's be glad this doesn't abide by, typical explosion rules in that if you explode something in a tight corner, it continues to move down that tight corridor.
This is magic fire. It doesn't work like that. It
kinda
moves
works
30
like
feet.
that.
It moves only 30 feet. Hits 30 feet and it just stops. Just dissipates. I will, I guess, talk to Le Groupe and be like, okay, so like how far are you exactly? Like how many flights of stairs?
Exactly.
How long did it take them to get up there?
Like a couple minutes, like maybe like 2 minutes.
We should be moving. We should start moving now.
Oh yeah.
Okay, please do so quietly, and then when we think we have an opportunity,
Nothing.
I can go in and make a distraction so that you guys can come up and do things. And I'll be fine. Don't
Sounds
worry
like a
if you hit
plan.
me. It'll be okay.
All right.
Dylan.
Oh, if any of you have lightning, actually, that would probably be really, really good.
Oh, I
'Cause then
do.
I'll definitely
Shove
be
shield to the front.
okay.
Okay.
Lightning ready.
Because that way, even if I accidentally get hit, I have a much higher chance of not getting hit.
All right. Well, as the party basically is sneaking up to join, I need another stealth check from you guys.
Oh god.
Oh, come on, group. There's still
Oh,
half
no.
grace. You can do this.
Come
I
on, guys.
believe in all of you.
I finally got
Okay.
into roll 20.
Oh,
Wow, that was a 2. This is we're doomed for low rolls.
I
I
know.
Oh.
think your belief was misplaced.
15, 19, 20, or 32, 27, 19. I mean, with the plus 10, it's not awful. It's not stellar, but it's not terrible.
True.
Fun fact: a Vatham is stealthier than Axiom by 2 points.
Are you in now, other me, or are you still like half loading?
I'm half loading. I clicked the stealth button, but I don't know
Okay.
if it
We'll
actually
get it
popped.
eventually.
Yeah. Click it once more for good measure.
Is
But now I'll
Amu
stop.
with us? I can't remember.
Yes, he is there.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I did click
you
it. I got
got
a 20.
Yay! Look at you go.
Finally, something good happened.
It was like it needed to load up all the juice to hit you with the nat 20. That's why it took so long.
I guess it's probably gonna roll once more. By the way, just because I clicked it twice.
I laugh so hard if it's like a nat 1.
Ooh.
The brain rolled a natural 20.
Oh my lord.
Brain
Good
is
brain.
Good
stealthier.
job, system. 30. A 30 on a fucking floating brain in a tank. That's so fucking funny. Oh my god. Stealthier than Shilk. Oh my goodness. That's hilarious.
Good bad coming from the rogue too.
Hey man, he rolled a
Alright.
2.
Okay.
So that is 3 failures and 5 successes. So you successfully stealth your way up the stairs.
Sick. Go team.
System just kind of floating vertically up the center column.
Oh,
Ascend.
that's so perfect. It's like an elevator.
All right. And I will bring you on to the map.
Oh yeah, thank you. This will make it much easier.
And you guys can place yourselves however you want. The stairs is at the north end of the room. They are at the south end of the room, and they have not noticed you yet.
Okay, well, safe assumption I'm like here on the ceiling.
Sure.
Find where I'm at.
How wide are our stairs here? 3? 2?
Hmm?
How
What's
wide
that?
are the stairs? Like 3 squares? 2 squares wide?
2 squares wide.
Okay. Just so we don't have like 4 people in the front row. Like, what?
And so we're coming up from like a this way direction, right?
Sure. We'll just say that vent there on the map, that's the top of the stairs.
Okay.
My connection's been interrupted, but
I was
I
gonna-
would like to be kind of by the front.
I would say I would like to not be near the front.
Okay.
Guess I'm
You just
going to
need to be able to
right
shoot.
here. Yeah, that doesn't take much.
I would just stick Saga probably by Amu.
Alright.
Yeah.
Axiom, you want to be in the front?
Yeah, I was like, that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Until I can get actual good armor and like a spear.
You can go one farther back, if you want. Or like behind Amity if you're real scared.
You can hide behind the ranger. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No? And once everybody is situated,
I
you
will
can
do a
start
lovely
rolling
countdown
initiative.
in my head
Sure.
for everyone to then smoke them.
Yeah, everybody can start rolling initiative then.
Kayla, you did it!
Yeah.
Gotta be the fastest.
Josh and I did not.
2 2s in a row.
Oof.
Amu rolled in that one.
I
I
know,
got a
this
2
is...
as well.
Look at this squad down here. Oh my lord.
Don't worry, guys.
Want to roll for me,
Josh, you got it?
please.
Yeah.
Sorry.
3 2s in a row.
Oh my god,
Hey.
you rolled a 2 for her as well.
Oof!
Holy. Good thing these weren't our fucking stealth rolls or we'd all be caught.
Yes, it was.
Right? Okay. So it sounds like everybody's going on Rowan's turn, or at least when Rowan is going to be like the deciding attack. That what's going on? Or you guys just want to go on your turn?
Probably just go on our turns.
Yeah, I'd like
My
to assume it all
preference is
just
for-
kind of happened at the same time. So everyone on their turn.
All right. Well, Fanya, you rolled the highest, so go ahead.
I'm gonna pop out onto this side of the brain.
Sure.
I'm gonna put my Slayer's Prey on this guy as my bonus action,
All right.
and then
Pew
I'm
pew the
going
shit out of him.
to shoot him 3 times.
Okay. Yeah, 31 hits.
The crit damage for it.
Ooh, look at all those sixes.
I would like to hit many things.
See, we're clearly in hell. 666.
So
like
31.
to just keep
Then both of
shooting.
those also hit for another
Kayla.
35.
Kayla, don't you have advantage on things that haven't taken a turn in combat?
Yes,
Yeah.
Why can I remember when Kayla's playing her ranger, but I can't remember when I'm playing my own? What is this?
Can I
Just
just
go
roll
ahead and just roll.
2d20s?
Yeah, just roll 2d20.
Okay.
All right, cool.
We're good.
Yeah, so 31 plus 35 is 66.
That's it. I'm done.
Look, and even
Ooh.
more sixes. We are in hell. It's a sign.
Yikes. All right. On the Aranier's turn, they are surprised. They are no longer surprised at the end of their turn. Axiom, it is your turn.
All right. Now the plan, or at least in my head, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just.
Smoke 'em.
What is the spell that? Fuck it. We'll cast slow on the Amnesu.
Oh, okay.
The fastest man in the West right there. The fucking Amnesu. Look at that man. He's built for speed. Aerodynamics at its finest. Look at those wings. You've never seen someone more made and built for speed.
Okay.
Believe it.
Oh, what
It's,
type of save is that?
It is a wisdom. I believe wisdom. Yeah, wisdom save.
Wisdom save. All right. What's your DC?
18.
18?
That's so funny.
All right. The Amnesu fails. The Amnesu is slow.
Which means it also takes a -2 to AC deck saves.
All
And
right.
can't use reactions.
And only gets
Damn.
an
You
action
are
or a bonus
welcome.
action, not both. Holy shit.
And
Tries
then
to
there's
cast a
also
spell,
like,
the roll the
yeah,
d20.
something
My
with the spell.
goodness.
Yeah.
Slow. So good.
Yep. It's a pretty great spell. All right. Yeah. It is slowed. Put a snail symbol for that. Perfect. All right.
My question, Rowan,
Yeah.
do you want to smash?
You don't see me.
Yeah.
Right.
You need to,
I can't see
your
you.
target. You could do Vanya.
Fine. You want to take another attack?
I always want to go fast.
Okay, you can take another attack with my voice of authority.
One again. Oof.
Oof. Does the attack have to be against the creature that you cast the spell on?
No.
It just has to be a creature of your choice that you can see.
Oh, okay. So yeah, she can just make an attack against anyone. All right. 16 misses. It bounces off the Aranier's armor.
2 for me? No, 3 for me. Yeah.
All right. Moving at all, Axiom? Yes. No.
We'll go slightly over here.
Sure. Alrighty. Rowan, it's your turn.
Da 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 da. I dropped down from the ceiling and then
Yep.
clocked the fucking speedy zoo boy. 4 times at advantage, and all of them that hit are
Zoo
crits.
boy.
Yes, Speedy
Oh
Zoo
my
Boy.
god. All right.
Speedy Zoo Boy.
Da-na-na-na-na-na. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. Thanks to the slow, they all hit.
Dope. And they're
so
technically all crits, so I roll 4 more d8s.
just 3 because the second one was already a crit.
Oh, 1 was already a crit, yeah. Haha. Why does that always happen when I finally get to do this? 1 hit is always a crit. And I'm like, why must you take away my joy?
Jeez.
Roll.
Never heard someone be so angry to get a crit.
I guess
Roll. What am I rolling? 3d8. Yeah, that's how you type that in, Tori. 3d8. That's it right there. Wow. Ah, it's
Now roll your
dang.
sneak attack twice.
Yeah, I know. Stupid fucking what?
nice.
Oh
Give
my
it.
God.
It's so-
Come on, man.
Jesus. All right. Just tally all this up.
Stupid piece of fucking.
69 damage.
Oh,
Yay!
never mind. I take it all back. It was so worth it.
Hey, that's appropriate for session
I
69.
know. It's perfect.
Oh my god.
It's all I could have ever wanted.
Gee.
And I guess I should take my key point off for flurry of blows.
Yeah.
And then I'll just stay here.
Okay. Shilk, it's your turn.
Get him, Shilk. Get him.
Oh boy. Well. Yeah. Yeah, we within range. Ooh. That's a tough crowd though. We're gonna move here.
All right.
And I'm just gonna go ahead and use my action. Give myself advantage and attack this Araignée right here.
Sure.
With Booming Blade.
All right. Yeah, that definitely hits for
Cool.
19 points of damage
Throw that sneak attack on there.
There you go.
for an even 36.
And I'm just gonna quicken. I'm just gonna quicken a good old pulse wave.
Okay.
Oh god.
I'm just gonna aim it to the side so it doesn't hit Rowan.
I was like, but Shilk, I'm right here.
All right. So, how far out does that go?
15 feet.
All right. It won't hit that guy,
That's okay.
but it'll hit the
It's
other
a-
3.
It's a 30-foot cone, but it moves them 15 feet.
Oh,
If
it's a
they
30.
fail.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah, I read that wrong. Okay, yeah, good call.
Okay. Yeah.
That changes
Good.
things drastically.
Hmm.
Because then I hit the fourth one too.
Yeah. Yeah. All right then.
Right,
And-
because depending on how they save, they're either pulled or pushed forward.
Yep, which I'm attempting to push them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, guys,
Hair
my hair falls
but grows
out.
back. It grows
Thank
back.
you, Nestor.
Oh, good.
Would you like to say that again, Josh, without the interruption?
Yeah, literally fucking talked over me. My hair falls out. But it grows back soon.
Alrighty.
Just says within 24 hours. So
Yep.
the hair goes with the pulse wave.
Oh
So
my
gross.
God.
Oh,
I hate it.
oh
All right.
God.
All right. They all succeed.
That's okay. They still take 8 force damage.
Alrighty.
Yay.
Yay.
And that took 25 feet of my movement. So then I'm gonna move here.
All right.
That's all from me, folks.
Nice.
Sounds good. All right. The brain's turn. The brain is not going to move because it requires its action to move. It is, however, going to use a mind blast on all of them to make some intelligence save. All right. The Amnezu and one of the Araignée succeed. The other 3 take the damage and are stunned. They still take half damage on success. Alrighty. That will be the brain's turn, which will bring us to Amity.
Okay. Gonna cast Chain Lightning
Oof.
on these 4 guys and not Rowan.
Okay. It just affects all of them the same, right? It doesn't
Yeah,
matter
yeah.
which one's the first one. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Three of them have disadvantage. Can't, but they have advantage, so that'll just be a straight roll. I like how 2 of the stunned guys succeed, and yet the not stunned guy failed.
Oh. Oof.
That's funny. All right. So just a bolt of lightning courses through them, splintering out and hitting the other 3 as well. Anything
Alright.
else?
Nope.
Alrighty. Cool. That'll bring us to Amu. As these 3 guys are all stunned, he's going to go up to the Amnezu and stab it. Goes Rowan's next to him. He gets sneak attack for 95 points of damage.
What the fuck? That's so ridiculous.
Safe to say,
Well, all right then.
we're fucking this guy's shit up.
All right. And then Amu will also back up. And then the Amazu's turn. At the end of his turn, he is no longer surprised. Does he get a save at the end of his turn for slow?
I believe he does.
A creature affected by the spell makes another wisdom save at the end of its turn. On a successful save, the effect ends it.
Sounds good. All right. He succeeded, so he is no longer slowed. Saga, your turn. Are you there, Tori? Everything
I'm-
stabilized?
I'm here, but my computer's not. But I'm on my phone.
Oh, okay.
I'm here, but my computer is not.
Well, like
Got
it
it.
is, but I keep getting
Funny.
this really stupid like thing. I don't even know how to explain it. It's like it just won't connect to the internet ever since I got my proper one back. But
Oh,
and I constantly like disconnect, and it's really annoying when I'm in school too. But some days it's fine, but some days it's not. Anyway, so apparently
okay.
it just doesn't want to right now.
Do you have like the stream up at all, or are you just listening on Discord?
I'm currently just on Discord, but I was trying to fix it. I
Got
can
it.
open the stream real quick to see the map though.
All right. Well, I mean, they're all still pretty bunched together, as as we're still in the surprise round.
Then I
There's three of the Araignée are stunned thanks to system. So if you wanted to attack any of them, you would have advantage on the attack.
would like to go and attack one of them.
All right. Just want to do the closest one.
Yeah, that'll be
Alright.
easier. Unless
Sure.
but I want to, if possible, if I can get people in range of my aura still, just in case, I'll go for one of those ones.
Sure. Yeah. Moving up puts Rowan in range at least.
Okay. And then I will attack.
Do you want to use your short sword?
Yeah.
Okay. You get 2 attacks. Okay. Plus a
Add
bonus
advantage.
Add advantage. Boom. Boom.
Did you want to smite on either of those at all? Because they both hit.
So I didn't end up watching all of last week's episode yet. Do I have spell
You guys
slots?
got a long rest, so you
Okay.
are all full up.
Then I will smite on one of them.
What level?
Just first.
Okay.
I am trying to find the smite.
It's
Oh, I
usually
know, I
on,
have
the,
so
on like the
many
right hand
things.
side under all the class features.
But there's a
Yep,
billion.
usually.
It's towards the bottom.
There it is.
All right. Another 11 damage. And then if you want to do like flurry of blows at all.
They're stunned right now.
Currently stunned, yep.
I think I'll just do the single attack.
Single attack, sure. Alright, another 6 points of damage.
That's it.
Cool. It's your turn, which will bring us to Gesh.
Gonna move forward 10 feet
Sure.
and twin a haste on Rowan and Amu.
Okay. Rowan and Amu are hasted.
And that's it. I'm gonna move back.
Sounds good. Vanya.
I would like to keep shooting the one that I marked.
Alright.
I'm back. Sorry, I had to let my dog out to pee.
You kill him with the first shot.
Oh, okay. Then I'll use my bonus action to move it to the one. Wait, which one did Amu hit again? No, he hit the big guy, right?
He hit the main guy, yeah.
Okay, I'll take a step forward because I probably can't see anything from here. I'll shoot the one in front of Saga. I'll move my Slayer's
Okay.
Prey there and then shoot
Sure.
it.
Alright, yep, that hits.
That's it.
Sounds
Okay. Hang out next to this brain.
good. Alright. The Arañes, as the only one that wasn't stunned, is now dead. The rest of them are just all gonna make their saves against the stun at the end of their turn. And only one succeeded. This one right here, to be specific. It's simple to show stun. And there we go. Alright, that was their turn. Axiom, it's yours.
Alright, so let's check the distance on this spell. 60. I think I have enough to. Yep. Okay. We're just gonna do a good old ding dong of doom.
Okay.
Phrasing.
Oh my god. You actually named it Ding Dong of Doom. That was on the main guy?
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, he makes his save, no damage.
Yeah, worth a shot. Okay. Those cantrips, so then we'll go spiritual weapon right next to him.
Okay. What does your spiritual weapon look like?
It sort of looks reminiscent of the Lawbear's like holy symbol, except it is just a giant battle axe.
Nice. Alright, yeah. That definitely hits. And that kills the Amnezu. It's dead. Alright. Anything else? That it?
That's it.
Alright. Rowan, your turn.
So this guy here in front of me is not stunned, right? But this one over here is?
That's correct.
Don't forget you're hasted.
Yes, the girls told me, thank you. I will... is this one, the one in front of me, has anyone hit this one yet? I think so, right?
Yeah, Shulk hit that one.
Oh, okay. I will just scoot here. And I'll hit this one.
Okay.
1, 2, 3 with bonus action, 4 with the other hasted action. So 4 times.
Okay.
And at advantage, because he be stunned.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Alright, yeah, those all hit.
Ink attack.
52 points of damage.
And that's my turn.
Alrighty. Shulk, your turn.
Oh boy. This guy's still alive here. Just gonna step up. Yeah, we'll just. Cause this one's still stunned, right?
No, that one's not. That's the one that succeeded.
That one didn't succeed. Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll just give myself advantage then.
Classic.
I will have advantage one way or another. Die.
Alright, yeah, that hits for 15 points of damage.
Gotta
Plus.
love on the 69th episode, we keep rolling 6s and 9s.
Yeah. plus sneak attack for 27, which is exactly how much health it had left.
Woo!
All right.
And then I will move. Actually, no, I don't have to move for this. I will use my bonus action to quicken. We'll do a chaos bolt, and we'll just toss it at the one next to Rowan.
All right. Advantage. What's the damage type? Psychic?
Force.
Oh, it's the second number. Got it. All right. Force
Well,
damage.
it's
Yeah.
the first of the d8s. I just rolled 7 damage.
Oh, I see. Got
Yeah. Yeah, so 12 force damage. It doesn't bounce anywhere. I get to roll a d100. And... Oh, sorry guys. More fog cloud.
God damn it, Josh!
Oh, right if you commented on the fog cloud too.
It's if I remember right, it's a 15-foot cone, or 15-foot cube for fog cloud.
I feel like it has to be
Circle.
bigger than that.
20-foot radius sphere. That's what it is.
20
There we
go.
radius
There it
sphere. Okay.
Whoop,
Centered,
there it is.
centered on the area.
I believe it's centered on myself.
Well, you
Yep.
you targeted the area though.
Yeah, it's centered on myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, cast fog cloud centered on yourself.
Ah, it's specified. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you can just give you a 20-foot aura and then make it visible, buddy.
So I didn't think of this last time, but since it's technically a concentration spell, can I just choose to end concentration?
Huh. Doesn't say anything about it.
Yeah, it just
Not
I just
needing it?
cast it. Yep. You cast fog cloud centered on yourself. That's it.
Huh.
Does it say anything about?
I mean, there
Yeah.
might be situations where you'd want to keep it up, so they probably they don't probably specify just in case you do or don't.
I would say that'd be up to Mike to decide. Should it stay, or is it like a minimum of at least one round, or is it just whenever you choose to end it?
I found it.
I mean,
It requires concentration. It doesn't require concentration in this case. The spell lasts for its full duration.
right, but fog cloud does require concentration. So, I mean, technically, yeah, you could just end it because it doesn't say anything about you not concentrating on it. So, yeah, if you want to end it immediately, you can.
Yes, please.
All right, then there's like a split second of fog that fills the room before it immediately dissipates.
God, the humidity just got. Ugh.
All right. Yeah, that's your turn. Brings us to the brain. He gets his brain browse back. Nope. Then, it's just gonna do a tentacle attack, against the one next to Saga. And miss horribly. Alright. That's the brain's turn. Amity, it's yours.
Okay. I'm gonna cast a Sacred Flame on this dude.
Okay.
Wow. Don't even bother rolling for that. Don't even bother.
Might need to update that spell there.
I still do. I haven't got a chance to do all that yet.
Yeah,
How many am I rolling? I can't even read. Okay.
should be
2 more.
3. I made it save, so no damage anyway.
Alright.
Alright. Anything else, Amity?
No.
Alright. Amu's turn. He'll come up to this one and stab it. With advantage, thanks to stun. That will hit. For 92 points of damage, that one's dead.
You need to be here. I mean, Amu's doing most of the work here.
Alright, Saga, it's your turn. There's only one left.
I would like to go and attack it.
Alright. Enough.
Sword, punch.
All an advantage. Josh?
Ah, yes. Sorry, I forgot I was controlling Saga.
My internet is dumb. My computer is dumb. My internet is fine.
Just doing 2 attacks, we said?
2 sword,
sword,
and then
punch.
the other one.
Sword, punch at advantage. Sword, punch.
Alright. They all hit. 6 points of damage.
Oh my.
That's it then?
Yeah.
Alright. Gesh, it's your turn.
Let's see. I will cast Chill Touch at that last one.
Okay, you have advantage. Alright. As Gesh's skeletal hand flies across the room and strangles this Araignée to death, we are out of combat.
Open and inspect
That
the door.
That went surprisingly well.
Yeah, it did.
I'm slightly alarmed. I feel like it shouldn't have gone this well. Our
Oh, I
plans
think it's
never
just
work.
beginning.
I was gonna say, like, system, do you need help getting to the door, or do you want me to like move some bodies?
Oh no, I can just levitate over them.
Okay, awesome. And then I lose haste and become extremely tired.
Just
Yes,
go
you
catatonic
do.
for 6 seconds.
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
I mean, you have to be used to it by now.
Yeah. Still tired though.
Almost like I don't know if I'll ever get used to that. That is a weird feeling.
But it's useful.
Yeah, true. Alright. So system floats over to the door. You can see its long tentacles just start kind of feeling the door all over.
Ugh. Just never gonna get used to that.
And after a minute of the giant brain feeling up the door,
Wording. Jesus.
he says, "Well, this is unusually complicated, but I think I figured it out." And as he says that, the door, like a shutter opening, opens up to show a second door with a strange depression in the center of the door. It seems there's a secondary door.
Good job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you see his tentacle feel over the depression, and it looks like it might need some kind of key.
I'm gonna search the body of the Omnizu just in case.
Okay. It's really gross, and
I bet.
you find nothing of value.
Great. Glad I went through that.
You do find what looks to be a handful of small iron-looking coins that when you touch one of them, you hear screaming emanate in your mind.
Don't like that.
Hmm.
I let the rest of the group know.
Oh, good.
Points.
Some weird coins. They scream when I touch them.
Okay. That ring a bell for any of us?
Yeah. Yeah, does it ring a bell? Briefly
You can
forgot that
make-
I also know things about fiends. I'm sorry.
You could make either Arcana or religion check.
Ooh.
Religion checks.
All right. Amity and Gesh, the two of you would know that from what Vanya has described, these are soul coins. Each of these coins harnesses a damned soul, and they can be used as a form of currency.
Should I just put these in the bag of holding then, or?
They might come in handy.
I guess.
Not sure for what, but you never know.
I mean, we haven't had a lot of use for money thus far.
Well, we're not out of hell yet, so
Nope.
therefore they may come in handy down here.
A way of picking these up without me having to touch them.
I can handle it.
Anybody cast Mage Hand?
Or that too.
Or
Just
that.
hold open the bag.
I have to stay muted for a while, so if I don't talk, it's just because my dog refuses to shut up.
Amity, what is
I
your
know.
alignment?
She's chaotic neutral.
Okay. Yeah, you are able
Yeah.
to pick up the coins with no problems.
Red.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna just start poking the depression with Mage Hand. Just like, nah. Okay, let's see
Actually,
what this
hold on.
does.
Let me double check something. I think I might have remembered something wrong. One moment. There might actually be an adverse effect. Couldn't remember if it was non-evil or just good. There you go. Oh, okay, it's not evil. Okay.
Okay.
Then there is an adverse effect.
Huh.
What is your con modifier?
+3.
+3. Okay. as you pick up the coins, you feel very sick. As your brain, as your mind is overcome with the screams of these damned souls. You currently have disadvantage on everything.
All right. Do I drop them, or am I still holding them?
You're still holding them.
I put them in the bag very quickly, and I'm like,
Okay.
we can't touch those.
All right. You put them in the bag very quickly, and as you put them in the bag, the feeling subsides, and you no longer have disadvantage on it.
Okay.
Neat.
So touching those makes you feel really sick.
Oh my god, Hina, please.
So I recommend not doing that. If we can avoid it, that'd be good.
If you'd like, you can write down in the bag of holding that you have 5 soul coins.
Oof.
Wow, that sounds oddly familiar. I don't know where I remember seeing those recently.
It's almost like they were recently introduced in a module that takes place in hell.
I'm not running that
Nope,
module. What
doesn't
are you
sound familiar to
talking
me.
about?
Now Josh has no
Oh,
idea. Josh is
Perception check,
totally
Josh.
clueless. Hina, what do you
Oh.
want?
Oh,
What?
buddy.
Attention, duh.
You've gone outside. You've eaten. What? I've given you treats. I've given you pets. What else could you need? What?
Belly rubs.
Just,
what I
yes,
heard.
thank you. Leave. There we go. Oh, and she's back. God damn it. Come here. Look, I have pets from Kayla. Here, Kayla sends pets. Taylor sends pets. There, see? Pets complete. Now go sleep. Oh my god.
All right.
Sorry, welcome to the
So
intro,
yeah,
my lord.
there's some kind of depression that needs a key.
Do we think the half-elf has the key? And if we do, how do we find him?
Suppose anyone has the find half-elf spell, do they?
No, I didn't prepare that one today.
Can't say I have it.
When he came up here, when I was up here in the half elf and the minotaur, did the half elf look like he knew like he was going through that door, or he was also like inspecting the door, like, oh shit, how do I get through this?
He was inspecting it like, oh shit, how do I get through this?
Okay, I relay that to the group.
Yeah, they didn't know how to get in either.
I'm thinking
What?
that maybe he didn't. Please. What do you want from me? I'll be right back.
Oh my god.
So,
System. Go ahead.
nope. Asking system is a better idea.
Do you know where we might be able to find said key on this thing, or do you have any hunches in that big brain of yours? Any theory?
Well, the key is most likely with the captain. If we can't find the captain, it's possible that we might be able to make another key.
I'm assuming us would have to assume the role of captain, wouldn't they? Or would it default to you because you're the one who understands this place?
I'm unsure. This ship is similar yet different from the ones I remember. I do not know exactly what protocols are required in this ship.
Since I was watching when Rowan was coming up here, did she see anywhere that might just be a pile of dead bodies?
No, you guys stayed on the stairs the entire time.
Okay, so we should search the place, see if we find any
When in
bodies.
doubt, look for the head honcho's
So
sleeping quarters.
this is the helm.
Are there any windows, Mike, that lead outside the ship?
Not that you've seen.
Pretty sure if we could see, it would probably just be ice, right?
You would guess.
She could climb around the outside
Yeah.
and peek in windows. It'd be faster than us opening all the doors.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I will go invisible and take off, since I know that I'm connected with system, so all's good.
Okay.
And I still got that, I think that potion of climbing is an hour, so I might as well make some use out of it.
Yeah, I believe so.
Just picture you're just running on ceilings now.
I'm doing like in the cartoons when they like run in like a circle and they start like they like floor, wall, ceiling, floors, you know, and just like down hallways in like
So
a spiral.
you running all the way down to the cargo room where you first came in?
I'm just looking for my first exit on my way. The first exit I see that takes me outside, I will go out of.
Are you checking the different decks, or are you just going down the stairs?
I feel like
How
this is
many
a lot
decks?
for Rowan to try and check by herself.
I mean, I can zoom pretty quickly. I am a fast person.
All right. Well, there's about
Um,
6 decks.
Never mind. I changed my mind.
Yeah, we should probably.
Yeah,
Let's
there
just
was
go together.
there was the cargo hold, and then there was the weapons deck, and then you passed by 3 other decks that you didn't check before coming to the helm at the top.
Okay, well, while everyone else is looking on the inside, I will go look on the outside.
So you're going all the way down to the cargo hold then?
Yeah.
Okay. You do that, and you head out onto the exterior of the ship, and you look around, and first of all, you notice that the Garistro is gone.
Mm-hmm.
And as you start looking around the exterior of the ship, you see that there are no windows.
Not a one?
Not a one on the part of the ship that is outside of the iceberg.
Alright, well, I guess I'll just relay to the group there are no windows. Since I'm already down here, I'll start at the bottom and I'll go up from here.
All right.
Yes. Work
So
our
I'll
way.
start by clearing cargo, which I think is only the room with the weird squishy thingies. So I don't want to go in there. Well, I'll go in there and look around, but that's it.
Oh, there is a horse.
Yeah, Saga's water horse is just sitting in the middle of the cargo hold.
I give Water Horse a pat as I walk by, and then go into the room with the creepy, gooey wall slugs things. Sacks.
Okay.
I don't remember. They're gross.
They were. I think the word you were looking for is cyst.
Yeah, gross.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, you go into that room, and you see the cysts.
Is there anything else on the floor? Skeletons? I don't know. Secret compartments? It's a cargo hold.
Make a perception check.
Solid.
You don't find anything.
Cool.
All
My
right.
next will be going to the floor above this, but
Sure.
other people I think go next.
So the rest of you are working your way down.
It's from where we are down, I guess. Makes
Yeah.
sense.
All right. Sure. You.
My weapons deck does sound tempting.
So you go to the very next deck down.
Yes. Systematic about this.
and you head into this deck. You come into a large chamber. You see a collection of engraved stone tablets are embedded in interlocking fashion against one wall. Against the other wall, you see a row of wooden cabinets. And then on the far end of the room is a huge metal contraption whose center appears to burn with a fire similar to a forge. And there's a collection of levers and knobs that decorate the center of the strange apparatus with a large metal tray set on an iron base above the controls.
Like, what is this play system?
By the way, you guys left System back at the helm, but he knows where you are, so he says, you are currently in the research wing.
Interesting.
Tablets in here, you said, Mike?
Yep.
Can any of us read the writing on them?
Let's see.
Would it help if we posted our languages in the chat?
Trying to see. Well, the stone tablets are like up on a wall. So if you want to inspect those, there's not really writing. It actually looks more like diagrams. So anyone that would like to check out the
Ooh.
stone tablets can make a investigation check.
Rad.
I'm great at those.
Like it.
Fine. Maybe I can make you feel better. Oh, I
Good
rolled
for you,
high.
Saga.
Yeah, look at me.
All right. So, Amity and Axiom, the two of you can tell that the carvings basically articulate the process used in using the strange contraption at the far end of the room, referred to as the Keyforge.
This is where we would make a key then.
Yep.
How about we just try to make a new one?
It's a good idea.
What do we need?
You also see that the Keyforge can also be used to make other magical items.
Huh.
I am thoroughly intrigued as well.
Anybody's
Oh,
writing
oh.
it down in her book?
I'm assuming this place not currently has the materials to do such things, or is it?
Well,
Sorry.
there are several large cabinets on the other side of the room opposite the stone tablet.
Open up
Ooh.
some cabinets.
Yeah.
It's gonna like relay the information. We found the Keyforge.
All right. Inside the cabinets, you find various forms of metal, alchemical solutions, small bags of bones, and leathery hides. All materials that can be used on the Keyforge to produce items. Taking a stock of everything, though, it only looks like you can make a single item.
So we could make a key.
To keep looking for the captain. I'm certain Rowan's made some progress.
So, Rowan, you're going up to the next deck above the weapon,
Above the cargo or whatever? Yeah.
or above the cargo. That would be the weapons deck.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you come up onto the weapons deck and see all the strange contraptions lining the walls. all humming with a glowing energy. Not really much else here.
No rooms or anything? Or
Not that you
secret
can see.
stuff?
No, not really. Not anything you can see. If you like, you can make a perception check.
Sure. That went so well last time. Well, okay. Much better this time.
All right. You find several panels on the ground around the contraption that seem like they can be lifted up. Do you inspect them?
Yeah.
All right. You inspect them to find underneath the panels looks to be a kind of conveyor belt for loading ammunition into these contraptions.
Ooh. Fancy.
Ooh.
They're turrets. I send along my finds to the group via our brain link.
Sure.
And then move on to the next floor.
All right. As you're doing that, what's the rest of the party doing?
You want to check the floor below us then?
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
We could find a captain's quarters, maybe raid that place.
All right.
Hopefully.
You guys head down to the next level, and you find what looks to be a series of smaller rooms that look like crew quarters.
I guess start from one end to make our way down then.
Yeah. Poke our heads into anything looks interesting.
Sure. Yeah, you start making your way down, and inside each of the rooms, small kind of odds and ends, baubles, kind of like a personal touch given to each room of whoever was living in this room beforehand.
Is there any way to get some kind of indication as to what used to pilot this ship?
Sure, that would be an investigation check.
That great. Great for me.
All right. The first room you check seems to be like a standard living space that you would expect to like find in like any ship. Checking the kind of odds and ends, you notice what looks to be what looks to be poetry written in Elvish, and you find a holy symbol to the Moonweaver.
I'll grab both of those.
All right.
My dog is barking. Be right back.
Someone checking another room.
Sure.
All right. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
I will give myself guidance. Good thing I did.
All right. With an 11, you're unable to glean what creature stayed in this room.
Alright. Just curious, like taking a look at the deck, about how many rooms are there here?
You see, what looks to be about, going down the line about a dozen rooms.
Jesus. Okay. Keep going.
All right. who would like to check out the next room?
I'll check.
All right, make investigation room. All right, yeah. With that, you clearly find in this next room what looks to be a small fiddle, with a engraving written on the side in a language that you don't understand.
All right, I'll bring it along with me.
All right.
I'll take a look in a room.
Make an investigation check. All right. You go into another room, and you find this room has a slightly larger bed than the rest of the rooms that you've seen. And you see that there looks to be like what looks like a weapons rack, kind of like fashioned to the side of the wall, that is doesn't have anything sitting on an empty weapons rack.
Oh, okay.
I will also check a room.
All right. Make investigation check.
Whew.
She finds a room.
Yeah, you
Is
find
it
a
a room
room.
though?
That's a great question because as you step into this next room, it's almost like you step into a small miniature garden.
Ooh. Are there like flowers?
There used to be.
Oh.
Yeah, you can see that everything seems to have kind of wilted in once it came in contact with the coal.
That makes sense.
But you can see amongst the plant matter, there is what looks to be like a small kind of like meditation space in the center of it all.
Found a garden.
Ooh.
Which used to be a garden.
I guess I'll check for a room as well.
All right, make investigation check. All right. You find another room. This one doesn't have a bed, however. This one looks like it has some kind of like large box with a tarp kind of pulled over top of it. And there's like a pillow on one side that makes you think somebody was sleeping on this crate as if it was a bed.
Did he find the broom closet?
It's not a broom closet. It's clearly a living space, but it's just doesn't have a bed.
It's a makeshift living space.
I guess. Or maybe someone just liked it better that.
Anything discernible on the crate or any writing?
Are you pulling the tarp up?
Slowly but sure.
Okay. As you pull the tarp up, you see that it's not actually a crate, but several barrels kind of all put together.
Well, that would just be uncomfortable.
And you see written on all of the barrels, danger.
Definitely
Fuck.
would be uncomfortable.
Everything about that room is now very concerning.
Slowly put the tarp back down.
You find anything interesting, Gash?
Not. I mean, danger.
Gash, make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no.
You're fucking kidding me. Bye, y'all. Bye, y'all.
All right.
I've enjoyed that.
As you slowly back away from the makeshift danger bed, you step on something small and hard and round that slips out from underneath your feet, and you collapse onto the ground.
Back.
Wow. It wasn't the fucking barrels that took you out. It was the fucking floor.
And you can see, you hear the sound of something rolling away from you, something heavy.
Do I see what's rolling away from me?
Yes, it looks like a big metal ball. Almost like a cannonball, but smaller.
Ah.
Them ball bearings.
Bigger than a ball bearing.
Ooh.
I stand back up and I still slowly make my way out.
Alright.
Oh god, that's hilarious.
I found barrels with danger marked on them. And some kind of big metal cannonball type thing. I don't want to go in this room anymore.
Yeah, best to leave it.
Keep it to myself. Not that
Yeah.
I didn't fall on my ass and damn near scare the shit out of myself, but
Alright. Checking it. One.
Alright. Make
Yeah.
another investigation check.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep looking in rooms.
Alright. Axiom, the next room that you check looks to be some kind of room, kinda it looks like it's like filled with like strange contraptions, like weird kind of like metallic gizmos that all kind of have like this weird like glowing archaic runes on them.
Ooh.
Take one look, and I'm like, this is not my forte. But I think Amity might have a field day with this. Just relay what I found to the party.
Ooh. I'm gonna go check it out.
Alright. Yeah, you head into the room, and there are an abundance of different gizmos sitting atop a workbench with various tools lining a rack above the bench.
Is there anything magical going on?
Make an Arcana check.
Ooh.
Fuck.
You can see there is a magical glowing box next to the bed.
A glowing box. Okay. Do I have... Let me see. I'm gonna start ritual casting detect magic.
Okay. While she's casting that, is anybody else checking any other rooms?
Yep, I'm going.
Alright.
Woo, look at me go.
The next room that you check, Vanya, it's a larger room that seems to have several hammocks hanging in it. You think this might be more of like a general crew space?
Is there anything else in here aside from hammocks to poke around in?
You can see written above the hammocks, kind of carved into like some wooden beams in the ceiling. There are various things written, but you don't speak any of the languages written.
But they all seem to be in different languages.
That is correct.
Okay.
I'll check
Okay.
another.
All right. Make an investigation check. All right. You go into this next room, and you find what looks to be various kind of like navigational equipment just kind of lining a shelf. You see several what look to be like charts, but as you look at the charts, you don't recognize any land masses or waterways on the charts.
There's nothing with like any written things on it for maybe where places are. They're just completely.
You do see writing, however, they're like these weird, strange kind of circular glyphs that you don't recognize what language they are.
I'm gonna grab all of them, all of the pages.
All of the charts.
Yeah.
All right,
And
you
walk
guys
into-
watch Saga just like come out of this next room with her arms full of weird scrolls and charts and things.
I found charts.
Any of us standing here read what's on the charts?
You all take a look at the charts, and none of you recognize the language.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll
Open up,
ritual
pop
cast-
open the bag of holding.
I'll ritual cast comprehend languages.
Okay.
The bag of holding.
While you're ritual casting that, Amity finishes ritual casting her spell. And Amity, you find that you're kind of like hit with like a wave as your senses are buffeted by the amount of just raw magic in this area, as all of the walls are just emanating magic.
Ooh, what kind of magic?
Just magic in general, not a specific
Huh.
school.
All right.
Yeah. The box that you were able to identify as being magic, that let's see. I want to say transmutation.
Ooh.
Actually, let me check something. There's actually a good example of this. Yeah, I'm gonna say transmutation.
Okay. She's gonna drop detect magic now that she knows, and she'll start ritual casting identify
Okay,
on the box.
sure. And we'll come back to you once you're done casting that.
All right.
Gesh, you finish casting comprehend languages, and you you watch as the strange circular symbols just seem to morph on the page to fit a language that you speak. And let me double check what these are called. All right. These charts all describe various kind of paths through something called the phlogiston. You can see the phlogiston is basically, it's referring to these kind of like this web that seemed to connect between these different circles, and the circles are called crystal spheres.
Interesting. I would relay the information and say it's probably not too important, but maybe.
Considering we went on a crusade to find this damn thing, I'd say everything is of somewhat importance. So probably should make note of those.
Well, we could hold on to them. In case they're important.
Alright. How many rooms are we at now?
That was the last room with the charts in it. You've
No, like,
come to the end of the deck.
so no captain's quarters, anything here?
No, but you do see at the far end of this deck there is stairs leading down. You get the sense that like from this deck you can go straight down to the next deck without having to go all the way back to the other.
Neat. Let's do that.
Guys, take the shortcut.
All right. While you guys start to leave, Amity, you finish casting your spell.
Oh, I'd stay with Amity, actually.
Okay. Yeah. So Amity, you finish casting your spell. And as you identify this box, it seems to have some kind of sequential system to it that at a certain point in that sequence, it makes a loud sound, as this is an alarm clock.
Oh,
Ah!
she's gonna like try to muffle it.
Well, it's not making a sound.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's just an alarm clock.
It's just an alarm clock.
Oh.
It works like a normal clock too, where if you press, if you kind of like spin like the pieces of the cube, kind of like a Rubik's cube in the right sequence, it displays the time as well.
Ooh. I'm keeping this.
Someone somewhere's like, fuck!
It's alright.
I have a violin and an alarm clock. Like, alright, I'm ready to go. Oh, and by the way, Vanya, the walls are like really magic, so I don't know what exactly is going on, but I don't think we should stay. Or we should
Probably
stay
not.
forever. Or we stay forever and it's one of the two.
Gently grab Amity's arm. Slowly pull her out of the room.
Oh.
Magic like radiation.
Maybe we'll have time to investigate it further later, but we need to go look at the rest of the ship.
Okay.
All right. Is Rowan back from dealing with dogs?
Yes.
All right, cool. While they were doing that, you would have had enough time to go onto the next deck if you would like.
Yeah.
All right, you head up onto the next deck, and inside looks to be some kind of mess hall, a communal eating space, with a kind of smaller room off to one side.
I'll look around the main room and then go to the little one.
All right, yeah, it just looks like a mess. There's
Nothing like left behind.
there's actually a lot left behind. Various
Oh.
kind of like what look like trays that at one point might have held food, but the food has wasted away so much that it's just a stain on the tray now.
Ugh.
Oh god, it's gonna be a pain to clean.
Who the hell
Yeah,
is
that's
going
that's
Hanging
my
out.
first thought too.
Seriously.
Yeah, various like bowls. You find like some weird kind of like fluid sacks. Yeah, all kinds of weird things.
Fun.
Various ways of eating things.
Ugh.
And then you head into the smaller room and find what looks to be a messy looking kitchen area.
Anything interesting in the kitchen?
It looks to be in just as much disarray as the mess hall outside.
Gross. Blech. All right. Well, in my searching, if I find nothing interesting, I'll move along, I guess.
You do find a small room inside of this kitchen.
Oh, okay. What is this? The pantry? Am I just going from bigger room to smaller room to smaller room?
Do you go inside?
Can I look inside first?
Are you cracking the door?
You know, I really hate it when you ask me these questions. Like, I can't tell if you're just fucking with me, or if all of a sudden I've reached like the final boss of the fucking gross, weird
I think
ship
she
with
was there too when she missed me rolling for dear life near the barrels of explosives.
Oh my lord.
And that one.
Fine. He's fine.
To be stressed.
Fine.
Do it.
Yeah, sure. Well, does the door look funky in any way? First of all,
It looks like a door.
does it look like a trapped door?
Make an investigation check.
I trust nothing in this place. Although this isn't going to go well with a +1, but hey. Nope. Yep. Cool. It's a door. I opened this door. This door is
All
a
right.
door.
As you open the door, you are hit with a wave of stink that you've never
Oh,
encountered
no, it is
ever
the
before.
Pantry. It's all rotten. Or
I
the
need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Puke time.
All right, you're able to keep your lunch down, and you avoid throwing up.
Gross.
Yeah, as you look out over the carnage of what used to be a well-stocked pantry, you see uh, what looks to be a gross, moldy infestation of various foods that have all melded together over time, all kind of
Ugh.
sporting a strange fungus, and you even see a couple worms kind of sprouting around here and there.
Mm.
Yeah,
the cell.
it's just gross.
And that's it? Just lots of gross food?
All kinds of gross food.
Alright, I'm just gonna shut that door like do 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 do.
All right.
And go to the next floor up.
Yeah, as you leave the kitchen, you run into the rest of the party, meeting you halfway here in the mess hall. As the rest of the party, you come into the mess hall and see it just as disgusting as when Rowan entered.
I point towards the kitchen and I'm just like with a horrified look on my face, like don't open the door in there.
I know what horrors you just witnessed.
You'll all be able to, I mean, I'm sure this system can show you, but he'll never be able to replicate that smell. Never.
Oh.
She looks like haunted. She's like
You inexplicably gained the haunted one background.
yeah,
Oh god.
haunted by smell.
You can still kind of smell it too.
God,
That's not
gross.
leaving you anytime soon.
Oh,
Mm.
is it one of those like being near her is giving it off?
Oh no, you guys don't smell it. It's just
No,
it's just
it's
stuck
just
in her
lingering
mind.
to me. Yeah, I'm just like.
She's gonna smell it for days.
She's gonna need some deep aromatherapy to get rid of that one.
Yeah. Be like, just like grab Watcher and just like put him to my face and just inhale dog.
Marmalade might smell a little better, or worse, depending.
You know, I don't
Really
think anything could
50-50.
actually smell worse than that. I actually don't think it's possible. And like I remember what Vanya smelled like when she came out of Rosgrease's belly. And that's not even close.
Well,
Burn some extra incense near your nose. Will that help?
no, we need
can
that.
worry about that later. Yeah, that's fine. I'm sure that Amity can make some candles in the mansion later, and I'll just sit in the room of candles.
Yeah, no problem.
All right.
I have a whole like aromatherapy thing set up. It'll be fine.
Wonderful. Okay, did you guys find anything? I found turrets, those stupid oozy sacks on the walls, and that. It's just like.
We found a forge, so we can make a key. Because we did not find a key.
Okay, what do we need to make a key?
All the stuff's upstairs.
Oh, okay. Well, we can move along then. I never want
Well-
to come back here.
We'll also have to ask system, how does one go about making a key?
We ask as we move upstairs.
Well, I mean, you guys, just from inspecting the stone plates, you would get a good idea of how the contraption works. So you guys basically know how to do it. You just have to do it. And
We'll
not
head
fuck
back
it up.
upstairs.
Alright. You head back upstairs to the research wing and head inside. And so, who's making the key?
I'll do it.
I was gonna say, I was like, what do we need to
My
roll
gut
to make
instinct
this
is Amity.
But
This
I
is
go
going
with
to
Amity.
be an Arcana check.
Oh,
Amity all the way.
All Amity.
You know, she's partially fireproof, so
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Another fireproof person there to provide guidance.
I'm gonna cast guidance on myself.
Oh, right. You're also a cleric.
Level 1, baby.
just enough to matter.
Yep. Alright, then yeah. Amity, you can make your Arcana check with your guidance.
Clicked it. There we go.
Well, shouldn't have advantage.
Oh, duh.
Oh no, and it's a
Wait.
1.
Oof.
God damn it.
Uh-oh.
Wait. I cast guidance. So what does that do exactly? I
It's an
forget.
extra d4 on top
Oh.
of your roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's
That's a big old 1.
It's a big old.
So it's
Plus 11 is 12.
plus 4.
Four.
Well, I guess depend roll the d4.
Yep,
but
roll the d4.
It's still a
15.
1. Oof.
Alright,
But a natural one.
Well,
so the DC was 14.
We're fucking.
No
you just
way.
barely made it.
Oh my god.
one.
You made it. Imagine if you rolled a 1. D4.
Yep.
Guidance saved your butt.
Yep.
Holy shit.
You had a 75% chance of fucking it up after you roll that one.
That was insane.
All right, yeah, it takes a little longer than you were expecting, and you try to figure out the system, and for the most part, you get an idea. There's a couple like grinding and clanging sounds that don't sound that great, but eventually you produce a kind of spiral, kind of drill shaped looking key with kind of like a star motif on it.
All right. Everything went perfectly.
Just give that look of like, I don't know if you would call that perfect.
Everything was perfect.
Vanya thinks it went perfectly.
There's several loud clanking sounds coming from the machine.
Turn it
And we
off.
kicked it.
Kicks. Jesus.
Yes, kick the forge. That's a good idea.
I already used it. It's fine.
Alrighty. Well, you got the key.
Let's put this thing in the door and get to the helm.
Alrighty. So you guys head back up to the helm. And so now, who is putting the key in the slot?
It's in my hand, so I guess I'll just do it.
Alright.
What?
I mean, I sort of tried to find this thing in the first place.
True. Here. Avery doesn't really care.
Uh,
I just like pull Amity away from the door, like, let's just. You're so breakable.
There's so much magic.
first time, let's get inside it the second time.
Be like, what the new guy doing? he's whatever.
He's new and it's his quest, so.
Yeah, exactly. We're done sacrificing for other people's random bullshit right now.
Oh my god.
Seriously.
She's got a point.
Too many times.
Alright. So Axiom, you're putting the key in?
I guess so, yeah. Let's do this.
Alright. Go ahead and make an insight check with advantage.
It's a good thing I have high fucking wisdom. That did fucking nothing for me. It's
All right.
12. So the DC
Um,
on that item, or
As you
insert
start
to
turning the
door.
key in the door, you suddenly take 8 points of psychic damage.
That's, still alive after that, that's fine.
Yep. And the door is still locked.
Try it again.
All right, make another insight check at advantage. All right, that is much better. So you turn the key back and forth in the correct sequence this time after kind of looking at the door, and you watch as several runes kind of light up on the door, and it raises into the ceiling, revealing a large chamber beyond. The walls are decorated with intertwining rows of sigils and symbols that run downward into the floor. Against the walls are several kind of what look to be like workbenches with chairs in front of them, with a central chair in the center of the room, and sitting behind the central chair is a large kind of glowing crystal. And then
Right. Slightly picturing like the deck of the TNG.
yeah, kind of. There is a large crystal dome that kind of allows you to see outside of this room. However, all of your vision is currently blocked by ice.
It's a great view of ice, though.
Great view of ice.
All right, system. Where do we go from here with this thing? We're inside. What do next?
Well, I'm not entirely sure. If I was to hook up to the ship, I would be placed right where that crystal is, right there. I don't know what that crystal is.
Assuming at this point everything's theoretical for you.
As I said, I'm not familiar with the inner workings of this ship. It's similar, but not the same.
We kind of
Does it-
need you to like power it, from what I've gathered. So
Does it look like the crystal can be moved?
If you like, you can make this would be either investigation or arcana.
You know I'm not good with those.
try some guidance. Never mind.
I
All
already
right.
rolled.
All right, yeah. Looking at it, it looks like the crystal can be removed. It kind of looks like it's socketed into place in the floor. With your Arcana check, you can also tell that it's kind of thrumming sound. Does not sound good. It kind of sounds off, like the crystal is broken or something.
Right with this. I don't really know how to describe it. Just sounds off.
Can I look?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Same roll. Yeah, you kind of get the same vibe as Vanya, but you're not entirely sure what like the crystal is meant for. You see it socketed into place just like she did.
System,
if-
what would it take to hook you up to this thing?
Well, I'm not sure. Usually, right where that crystal is where where a housing space would be for a brain like myself.
So should we just move the crystal then?
Possibly, at least get a look at what it's connected to.
Yeah, just a better idea of how to connect you to it.
Well, we don't exactly have our muscle. Oh no, we have Amu.
We also have, I also have, I think, the second. Okay, yeah, between me and tied with Saga for highest strength here.
Anya's just gonna step away. Drag Amity with her.
Saga, you want to move a heavy thing?
Yeah, we can try. I'll go to move the heavy thing.
All right. So then, if both of you are doing it, one of you can roll with advantage.
Athletics?
This would be just a strength check.
Straight strength.
Yep.
I mean, I can do
Oh.
it if you want, if you're still having some computer troubles.
No, my computer's fine, but you can roll it.
All right.
Oof.
It does not budge.
Hmm. It's really heavy, guys.
I mean,
Maybe it's still attached at some point.
Oh yeah, it's like socketed into place.
does it look like it can spin at all? Like, does it need to be rotated and then lifted?
That's what they tried to do, but they're
Okay.
just not strong enough to do it. As they rolled, not well.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want to tap out and let somebody else give it a try?
Alright. Amu? Want to give it a try?
I guess. Is it safe?
I'll help you.
Maybe?
And maybe
That doesn't
Saga.
sound very reassuring.
Saga, maybe stand close by just in
Yeah.
case.
And not do that.
I can help
Mhm.
you if you wish.
Yeah, come on, Gesh. But the two of us and Amu should be
Okay.
able to do something.
All right. I will roll Amu strength check with advantage. All right. Three of you working together, you easily undo the kind of blanking on the word. You unscrew the crystal, and as you start to pull it out, I need the three of you, so Amu, Gesh, and Vanya, to all make dexterity saving throws.
In my aura.
Yep. Oh, that shouldn't have been an advantage. I clicked off. Those the 4 plus 2 plus 6. All right. The 18, 10, 14, 18, 14, and
Mine already
33.
mine already has Saga's bonus built in,
Oh, okay. So 20.
but it's still 29.
That makes more sense. I was like, Jesus, 33.
I could technically get that though. My deck saving throw is a plus 10.
I mean, I guess. All right. Yeah. So you guys watch as lightning kind of shoots out from like the space between the crystal and the floor as you guys pull it out. Gesh and Vanya, you both succeed, so you only take half damage, while Amu will take all of the damage.
I'm sure you'll be fine.
He'll be fine. He's fine.
Does it count as a spell?
No.
Okay.
All right. So Gesh and Vanya, both of you take 52 points of lightning damage, while Amu takes the full 104.
Oh my god.
I feel really bad about lying to Amu about how safe this was.
That's why I said maybe.
I can't believe there was finally something lightning involved, and I was so busy with my fucking dog that I missed it. Ah! I'm so upset!
Road card would be a heavy thing though. So.
Amu looks like a little like scorched, like his hair is like shooting out, and he just says, "Ow."
Oh. Are you
Agreed.
okay?
All right. Guess you okay?
Maybe.
It hurt.
Yeah, it did.
I didn't like that.
No, I did not.
All right, but you guys removed the crystal.
But it
There
would
you go.
cost, Mike.
Exactly.
Exactly. The cost of approximately half my health.
It's exactly half.
It's almost exactly half.
I mean, it was a little closer for me.
No, it was over half.
those with a high passive perception, you also notice that at several points along the workbenches, a red light suddenly starts flashing wildly.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Is that
I
bad?
mean-
System?
What does it say?
I don't know. There's just red lights. What do they mean?
Well, I don't have eyes, so.
I'm looking at it. We're looking at them. What did
We're
they say?
looking at- What does it look like?
All right. You look at it, and all of them say, like, it basically it's flashing stuff in a language you don't understand until you
guess-
finally find one off to one side
Guess
that's
still has
written in
comprehend
Elvish.
languages running.
Right. So, Gesh, you would see it, but the rest of you are like frantically running around until you find one that's written in what looks to be a very old Elvish.
And what does it say?
It says, warning, warning, system hub deactivated.
Oh,
Okay, we have a new system hub. Right?
do we not?
I
Is it not
guess.
system?
And we have this thing removed, so what do now?
Well, usually there's like a pool of water that I'm supposed to sit in. Is there a pool of water?
Does it look like we could create a pool of water in this?
Well, you actually look down into the space that the crystal was covering, and it does look like there actually is like a pool of fluid. However, it is filled with some kind of mechanism that is kind of blocking any space that system would have.
Do we have to like get
Lay
in
that.
there and pull this out?
I mean, I can go in there and wreck shit.
Just sort of look to him. They're like, there's a thing in there that's like taking up space. I don't know what exactly that would be.
We
I
could
think-
go break it.
If I had to guess, it sounds like they might have rigged the ship to operate without a brain.
Blasphemy.
Is then they like retrofitted this thing?
I don't know. I've never seen or heard anything like this.
What is it? Is the space wide enough for one of us to like hop in there and see what's happened, or?
Oh yeah, like a small creature like one of you could definitely like jump in. It's just like the mechanism currently in there is too big for system to go in.
We think the same. I was gonna ask that too.
Vanya and Saga thinking about hopping in a hole.
Should we break it?
Should we just hop in the hole? And...
Well, there may be more lightning.
Oh,
already been hit by lightning. Although if there's gonna be more lightning, Rowan, maybe you should go.
I'll go.
All right. So Saga, you're jumping in the fluid.
Yeah.
All right, cool. As soon as you jump in the fluid,
I should have touched the fluid first.
It's
you
fine.
you take 9 points of acid damage and feel
Ow.
the fluid starting to burn away at your skin.
Ooh, I don't like it in here.
Oh.
It burns.
Help her out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah, you pull her out of the acid.
Yay.
System, is it supposed to be acid?
No,
Cool.
Well, it is.
it's supposed to be a fluid that basically helps my biology stay sound.
What would
Like
happen
a type of equilibrium. Acid sounds like fluid that has been corrupted.
What would it uncorrupted?
Do you have a way of uncorrupting fluid?
Do you know what it would take?
Darn, I never took that spell.
Purified
No.
food and
Purify
water.
food and water.
Clerics? Clerics?
If it was me, I would just say get new fluid.
Oh,
We do have all this
That's a-
ice.
That is the one spell I actually have prepared because that didn't require fucking material components.
You have purified food and water.
I didn't have many options, man, for me to do.
That's hilarious.
Prepare shit that didn't require material components, man.
Okay.
Do you want it as a ritual?
Well,
I could just pop it.
the fluid is the volume of the space is too much that a single spell would not do. If you upcast it, you would be able to get it all in one. However, you can't upcast it in a ritual.
All right. What do you think? Like what? 4th, 5th level?
Fourth should be fine.
Okay. We'll purify some food and drink.
Okay.
I mean,
Um.
it is both food and drink. Just
So,
as a 4.
yeah. Yeah, you cast your spell, and you see the kind of viscous liquid suddenly take on more of a milky sheen.
Oh god. All right. I think we're good.
Exactly. All right. Saga jumping in again.
You bet.
All
We
right.
should test it for. Okay.
Good time, not a long time.
This is how we test it.
All right. She jumps in, and this time, Saga, it's weirdly cooling. Has a nice feel to it.
This
Ugh.
is much better.
Yeah, and you swim down, and you find that this strange metal contraption goes the whole length of this area down into a kind of to the base where it seems to have been hooked on, kind of jury rigged onto a weird looking pylon.
Weird looking pile. I'll relay all this to the party because I'm not the thinker.
Yeah. Relay all this information back to the system.
That pylon, that's what I would be using in order to connect to the ship. So it seems that they just use this kind of connector with the strange crystal in order to make an artificial brain, would be my guess.
Like a very simple device to allow, like, assuming whoever sits in that chair to control it.
That would be my guess, yes.
Okay.
Does it look like there's a way to like detach the machine from the pylon?
Yes, there are actually several kind of clamps used that you can undo in order to unhook this contraption off of the pylon.
Like, should
Question.
I unhook it?
When she does that, are we gonna need to start pulling it off?
Probably, if you want to get it out of there.
This is gonna need
Rope.
I'm assuming rope.
Rope.
I have rope.
We can just start hooking some ropes up and
I'll
right.
rope it up and then unclamp it after we have our ropes attached.
mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, you rope it up. Saga unclamps the contraption from the pylon. And once it's free, you all pull this metal contraption out of the milky liquid.
I think let's just when we get the chance, probably just toss that in the cargo hold. Yeah. I'm assuming now system is free to connect as he wishes.
Yeah. Once Saga gets out, he floats out of his tank and descends down into the fluid. and you watch as you can kind of see him through the liquid, but it's kind of distorted.
Give him a
And
little
then
wave.
and then you watch as lights around the ship start to light up, and a kind of metal hatch that you didn't see before kind of shuts close over the brain, and then the hatch starts rising out of the ground, and you see sitting in this cylindrical tank that stretches all the way up to the ceiling of the uh, of the chamber is System. And he says, "It seems that all ship functions are operational, which is surprising after so much time. However, there are certain changes made to the ship that don't give me full control over the ship. In order to gain full control over the ship, multiple people will have to take stations."
I know how to drive a
Oh.
ship.
Right?
What roles need to be filled?
Well, I can handle navigation.
Mhm.
Whoever would like to steer can take the basically just kind of points out one of the workbenches, and then there's another workbench. A lot of the workbenches are actually kind of like weapon stations. And then if anybody would like to sit in the main chair, they would be the person that kind of like controls the ship at its core, if that makes sense.
I'm proficient in navigators, tools, and water vehicles.
Not a water vehicle.
I knew
it, but I figure it's somewhat similar.
So here's the question: who gets the big chair?
Mechanically, I'll say that so there's several guns. There's that like people can control. Those would be using dexterity to use the guns. Um,
Got a gun.
there's also a main cannon, which is more powerful than the rest of the guns, which is uses spell attack instead of dexterity to fire with. And so that whoever can use the uses the main gun, they use their spell attack to fire, and then in addition to the cannon's main damage, they can also expend spell slots to up the damage. And then whoever would like to sit in the main helm seat can also expend spell slots in order to add extra damage to the individual gun.
Interesting.
Yep.
So Saga should help navigate.
Just real quick on this note, I have to go to bed because I have to get up early for my test tomorrow.
Sure.
Put you on a gun.
Yep, just stick me on a gun and have me wallop stuff.
I mean, you're text-based, and you're right at home.
Good luck.
Good luck tomorrow.
Good night,
Good
good
luck.
luck.
Bye.
I will also just go on a gun because I don't have enough spell slots to be useful anywhere else.
Okay.
I mean, do you want big gun?
Me?
I mean, I was either thinking that or Shilk.
I don't want it.
Shilk, do you want big gun?
Why?
We could also put Gesh on the big gun.
Yeah, we got options.
I mean,
I'll drive.
You just want you want big chair, don't you?
we could put Axiom in the big chair. Big chair. It is his quest after all.
I mean, we could.
I mean, I'd like to drive.
Mike, I have a question.
Sure.
Mhm.
Does it matter? Are you just expending spell slots, or does it matter what kind of spell you expend?
It's just spell slots.
Okay,
And then the extra damage is based off the level.
cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Guess would be good on a gun then.
All right, I can take big chair then. Seeing as
All right.
how
Yeah. So big chair would be steering, and then you can expend spell slots in order to put extra damage on one of the other people's damage. All of them except for the main cannon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's all should also be of note that whoever is in the main chair, the helm, as they're kind of like the hub of the main ship. Whenever the ship takes damage, they have to make a wisdom save.
Yeah, I got 15 in wisdom, which probably put me on there.
Is Amity's? What's Amity's?
I mean, Amity is also
Uh,
good at wisdom. Just not her primary stat is the
yeah,
difference.
I have a 13 wisdom.
Yeah.
I just say
so,
that's sort of my
close.
spell save modifier.
Would you still be in
Yeah,
range?
what's your spell save for wisdom?
Plus 15.
I know yours, Nestor. I was
Yeah.
asking Taylor.
I think it's. I mean, I have a +1 to wisdom, so
Yeah.
Oof.
I definitely think it would be better for Nestor or Axiom to be in the main chair.
Mechanically speaking.
that's fine.
Yeah.
We want to keep ourselves in the air.
Would I be able to be close enough still for my aura too?
Um,
That is interesting.
you
That's a good
wouldn't be close enough to the main chair. You'd be close enough to the other gunners, but not the main chair. The main chair is kind of separated from everyone else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Axiom, you're sitting in the main chair then?
Alright, we'll take main chair.
All right, cool. As you sit into the main chair, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
It's a good thing that. Okay. Just normal?
Yep, just a normal wisdom save.
32?
Okay. Yeah, you successfully kind of lock in to the ship, and you actually sense pretty much everything in the ship. It's like all of your senses expand out so that you can feel the ship itself. And you feel that there is actually a small room underneath the helm's room that is only accessible from this chair. The chair descends down into the room.
We're gonna check out what that room is then.
All right. As soon as you have that thought, you all watch as the chair, just that Axiom is sitting in, just descends down into the ground, the floor of this deck, and another hatch kind of closes above him. And Axiom, you find yourself sitting in the chair, looking at a large room. You can see that it looks to be the captain's chamber. There is a large bed off to one side. You see what looks to be a table for eating at. On the other side of the room, above the table, there is a large portrait that you can't quite make out in the darkness. And then you see, as you kind of like swivel the chair around to see the rest of the room, that against another wall there is a door, and lying up against the door is a corpse.
Oh. System, can I get some lights?
And all of the lights in this room flicker on, and you can see that the corpse is a bit more of a skeleton. However, there is actually like the skin hasn't degraded, weirdly enough. It's just kind of mummified.
It's been like perfectly preserved in this room.
Not perfectly, but partially preserved. Yes.
Yeah.
The cold might have had something to do.
Yeah, just sort of go over the body.
Yeah,
Try
you
to
can
see what it's got.
see. Yep, you can see that the corpse, which is kind of lying face down, is wearing a captain's outfit, with, like a hat and everything.
Just gonna relay to the others. I found the captain's quarters. Just go through the entire room, see what we can find.
Do you want to like turn over the captain so that he's not face down?
Yeah.
All right. You pull the captain over so that you're looking the captain in the face, and you see the dead, tentacled face of a mind flayer in Captain Regalia, with a holy symbol of the lawbearer around its neck.
The fuck? The
And that's
fuck?
and that's where we're gonna end it.
Ooh.
Alrighty. So I will end the stream here. So thank you guys for watching, and we will catch you next week.
Good night.
Alright.